Hey everyone, welcome back to Wealth Finance 61. Let's get into it.
The best financial advice you will ever hear sounds almost irresponsible at first. It does not promise wealth, early retirement, or secret investment formulas. Instead, it challenges the very story we are taught about money. Because the greatest financial risk is not losing money, but misunderstanding what money is. For most of history, money was a measure of value anchored to something tangible. Gold, silver, and scarce commodities constrained how much could exist. This limitation shaped empires, wars, and political power. Scarcity forced discipline, and discipline defined economic survival. The modern era quietly replaced this world with a new architecture. Money became largely detached from physical constraints. Credit, not currency, emerged as the dominant force, and debt transformed from temporary tool into permanent foundation. This transformation did not happen suddenly, nor accidentally. Governments discovered that borrowing expanded possibilities without immediate pain. Banking systems learned that lending effectively created new purchasing power. Growth accelerated, but so did dependence on ever-expanding obligations. Central banking rose as the manager of this delicate equilibrium. Stability required intervention, liquidity, and continuous calibration. Crises became moments of restructuring rather than collapse. Each rescue reinforced the system's authority and complexity. The breaking point was never a single event, but a repeating cycle. Excess credit fueled expansion, optimism, and speculative confidence. Imbalances accumulated invisibly beneath rising asset prices. Correction arrived abruptly, framed as unpredictable shock rather than structural consequence. Fallout followed familiar patterns across decades and continents. Public wealth contracted, while institutional power consolidated. Emergency measures normalized extraordinary interventions. Temporary policies hardened into permanent features of governance. Failed fixes multiplied because they addressed symptoms instead of mechanisms. Lower interest rates encouraged more borrowing, not less fragility. Liquidity injections preserved valuations without resolving underlying distortions. Debt burdens shifted but rarely diminished in absolute terms. The modern world reflects these dynamics with remarkable consistency. Global debt now exceeds multiples of total economic output. Financial markets react violently to even minor policy adjustments. Stability increasingly depends on confidence rather than fundamental balance. The paradox is subtle yet profound. Systems designed to manage risk often amplify systemic exposure. Mechanisms meant to ensure resilience encourage greater leverage. Apparent safety masks structural dependency on perpetual expansion. Here lies the advice rarely articulated with sufficient clarity. Personal finance exists within, not outside, these macroeconomic realities. Individuals cannot control monetary systems or debt cycles, but they can control their vulnerability to them. First, prioritize resilience over optimization or theoretical maximum returns. Fragile strategies collapse under conditions models rarely predict accurately. Second, treat debt cautiously, understanding its asymmetric consequences. Leverage magnifies outcomes but removes freedom during contraction. Third, recognize that liquidity and optionality possess hidden strategic value. Flexibility often outweighs nominal gains achieved through rigid commitments. Wealth is not merely accumulation, but endurance across volatility regimes. Survival precedes prosperity in every financial epoch. The warning is neither dramatic nor speculative. Financial systems evolve, but underlying cycles of expansion and correction persist. Confidence can sustain imbalances longer than intuition suggests, yet adjustments, when they occur, are rarely gentle or evenly distributed. The enduring question is not when change will arrive, but how prepared you are. Examine assumptions, incentives, and exposures shaping your decisions. Sustainable advantage belongs to those who respect structural realities. If this perspective altered your thinking, continue exploring beyond conventional narratives.
Alright, that's wrap for today. Thanks for watching Wealth Finance 61.